happy fall. I'm wearing my sweater. It's getting chilly in the air, and that of course means it's back to school time. Students are back in school, high school, college, and I'm getting the same question over and over again, so I want to help you guys once and for all by answering it. And that question is, drum roll, how do I arrange for women's voices? I get this question all the time. Someone knows how to make an arrangement sound good for guys or for mixed voices, but for women, they're running into problems. It doesn't sound right. What can they do? Number one, with occasional exception, you don't want to be spending very much time up in a woman's head register. In guys' voices, we have falsetto, and that happens in pop music all the time. But for women, they don't spend much time up in their head register in popular music. So when you hear a woman up there, it sounds like choral music, it sounds like classical music. It takes you away from the sound of popular music. It doesn't mean you can't ever use it, but when you do use it, know that that's going to be the case. A high floating descant or a cool moody chord can work, but if your female singer is singing the melody all the way up there and it's a rock tune, it's going to sound wrong. Number two, don't be afraid to have the bass line cross up into the other voices. So without your women crossing up into their head register very often, they're staying in the chest voice, which means you're dealing with pretty much a 2-octave range. So there are going to be times when your bass line is going to need to cross up into and over sometimes your first alto line. That is not a problem. You want to keep the consistency of the sound of your basses, particularly if they're going to be on microphones, your basses, your female basses, and have your upper voices still remain close voiced and have a consistency there. That means crossing voices, not a problem. Number three, don't try to make your women's group sound like a guy's group. This is a fundamental problem. Guys have a sound, and when you try to make your women sound like guys, when you try to use them down in the same range, when you try to have the sound of a women's a cappella group exactly replicate a men's a cappella group, it doesn't always work. The thing is, with all women's voices, you're not going to necessarily run into a problem if you play up their strengths. Nobody looks at an Ansel Adams black and white photograph of Yosemite and says, nah, it would sound better with color. And nobody listens to a string quartet by Bartok or anyone else and says, yeah, it would be better with a symphony. No, the beauty is in the crafting of art for a particular ensemble within whatever constraints you choose. And women's voices are fundamentally beautiful. And let's be honest, women generally are better than guys. Sorry, dudes. The reason is this. Your women have probably sung more. At any college, at any high school, you can have 3 times as many women in the core program as guys, which is why there are all these huge unauditioned women's ensembles, and the guys get straight into the select ensemble because they need tenors, they need basses, which means your women's a cappella groups are going to have more experienced, more nuanced singers who are capable of doing more with their voices than your average all-male group. It's just the numbers, it's math. Play up those strengths. Number 4. Okay, so there are 4 dimensions to sound: pitch, duration, loudness, and timbre. Now, you're probably frustrated right now because as an arranger, you're thinking like, well, I want to do these high notes and I want to do these low notes and all this kind of stuff. No, that's pitch. Fine. You don't have as much to deal with as far as pitch is concerned when you're arranging for women's voices in the pop style. However, you still have dynamics. You still have rhythm. You still have timbre. There's so much you can do. You're just thinking in one dimension. Think about the other 3 dimensions. There's the secret. And number 5, music is emotion. Remember that what you're trying to do as an arranger fundamentally is to create a custom tailored outfit that fits the singers perfectly, fits their voices perfectly, and above all has an emotional message, a content that allows the singers to connect to the hearts of the audience. That's not about pitch. That's not about sonorities necessarily. That's about music and mood and meaning. Some of the most beautiful songs of all time, some of the best music you've ever heard in your life was just your mother singing alone to you, a lullaby. Just the sound of a single voice off on the horizon. Who's that singing? Those are the kind of moments that you want to create. You want to tap into the power of the woman's sound, the female voice in all of its power and all of its glory, and use that to grab people, to hit their hearts. Absolutely doable. So stop thinking along the lines of what men's voices do and start going deep into what women's voices can do. And there is where you will find the power of women's a cappella. And one last thing, if you love women's a cappella, join the Women's A Cappella Association. I realize this is a plug, but it's an unpaid, unexpected plug. They don't know I'm saying this right now. Amazing organization, and they exist to help women sing and sing better. Find them, WAA. They're at womensacapella.org. Okay, I'll see you next time. If you have any questions about this, post it down below, and feel free also to post other questions if you have anything like that. I got a stack of them I got to get to, but I will get around to all of them. See you next time.